Hey YouTube, it's Sarah here with Crimson and Wool, and this is an attachment for my new vintage doll pattern. So if you just worked that up and you want to learn how to do the hair, this is the video for you. And so what we are going to do is we are going to be creating this hairstyle. And so just a little walkthrough real quick. We will be working into these loops that were created when we worked into the back loop only. So we have them here and here. We also have it around here. I didn't utilize that for this specific pattern, but that is okay because we'll just be attaching to the top and then down here. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, let's go ahead and get started. I like to work with the doll away from me. I find it easier. And then you want to grab the yarn color that you used for the hair. And I'd say leave a good tail, maybe like 12 to 18 inches. This is going to help to secure and stitch the hair down in place when we are done with the hair strands. Let's join with a single crochet into that first loop right here. And now we are going to be working hair strands. So for this doll in particular, I worked a chain 30 and it created longer hair. For this tutorial, I'm going to work shorter hair strands, but you could go longer on your chains or shorter to create longer or shorter hair. We are going to chain 16, so that didn't count as a stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. All right, working in the second chain from the hook, you're going to work a slip stitch. And then all the way down the chain, you're going to work a single crochet into each stitch. So at this point, we have worked all the way down the chain, and we are going to work a single crochet into the same stitch that we started the chain. So we see that here, we're going to go into that same stitch and work a single crochet. All right, so then we have our hair strand here. And we have connected it back to that same stitch that we worked in. Now we are going to skip the next stitch and work a single crochet into the following stitch. And that has connected our hair strand. And we're going to repeat this process all the way down. We're going to chain 16 and then a slip stitch into the second chain from the hook and a single crochet all the way down the chain. All right, so I have worked all the way down. You'll see here that there's this little gap from that single crochet. Just go ahead and work into that as you were continuing down as if it was still a chain, but it's that single crochet that was created there. And then again, working a single crochet into the same stitch that you created the chain from, like so. All right. And then you're going to skip that stitch, the next stitch, and single crochet into the following stitch. And you are going to continue to work that same process all the way down, chain 16, slip stitch, work a single crochet into each stitch down, and then a single crochet into the stitch that you created the chain from, skipping the next stitch and repeating that process. So I will have that written out on the screen for you. Go ahead and continue working all the way down to this end over here, and I will meet you back to show you what it should look like. All right, so I have made it all the way down. So far we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and it should be 8 strands total for the top. If you have more or less, honestly, it's not going to be that big of a deal. The stitch count, and it's pretty straightforward. So if you have one more strand or one less strand, it is totally fine. Just getting it all the way across over here. So we're going to chain our 16, working a slip stitch and single crochet all the way down. We have finished all the way to the end, and we are going to slip stitch now to fasten off, and go ahead and leave a long enough tail for sewing different parts of the hair down. We're going to be working the same process down here, but let me show you what we're going to do here real quick. So we have our hair strands here that are going to help create bangs or just different styles of hair in the front, and these two pieces are going to be stitched down this way to cover up any imperfections right here, so you could push it back a little further, but we'll get to that soon enough. But let's go ahead and work the back doing the same thing that we did up here. You're still going to chain 16, or honestly, if you want the hair to be shorter, you could do less chains down here, so then that way it stays within the length that you want it. So however long you make your chain is going to be the length of your hair. So for this one, I did, like I said, I did the chain 30 in the front and in the back. All right, so we're going to be working the same process back here. We are going to attach our hair color. So in this first stitch, we're going to join, and then into the next available stitch, you're going to work a single crochet and then chain 16. Slip stitch into the second chain from the hook and single crochet all the way down. All right, working a single crochet into the same stitch that we did our chain from, like so. You're going to skip the next stitch and single crochet into the following. And do your chain 16 and repeat the same process all the way down. You should have 8 hair strands as well right here. If you have more or less, then that is absolutely okay. If you want to have a lot of hair strands, you could definitely not skip a stitch and then work into the next stitch and then double up your hair strands. But this is the process that we are going to go with for now. So like I said, there's a lot of wiggle room. There is a lot of different things that you could do with this, but let's go ahead and continue working. I'll meet you back at the end when we finish off our last hair strand on this side. So I have made it all the way down. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 hair strands. I have 9 this time. You could have 8, you could have 10, you could have 7, whatever works well back here that makes it fit from start to finish of where the hair is. Let's do that. It is definitely easier to just go with the flow sometimes. So yeah, go ahead and leave a long enough tail so that you could sew your ends on. Now she's looking a little bit crazy. We got a mullet, but that's okay. There are definitely different things you could do here. You could leave the hair more curly, or we could get out a flat iron and get it to the lowest setting. You could stretch the hair out and kind of tap that flat iron in place, and that will allow the strands to have more straightness to them. But I'm going to go ahead and work with what we got here. And let's go ahead and grab a tapestry needle, and we are going to stitch the hair into a hairstyle. So yes. All right, so let's go ahead and start on one of the sides and stitch this hair strand in place. So I personally like to pull it down as taut as I could go, and we're gonna attach that just going into the brown here and grabbing one loop from the hair strand like so, and then kind of wrapping that like that and continuing that process all the way down. Go ahead and continue to pull and make sure that it is attached all the way down. Okay, and then we can leave that hair strand alone for right now. And as you could see here, it's attached. Look how nice and neat that looks. Let's grab this hair strand and repeat the same process on this side. So now we have both sides finished, and you see here it's nice and neat. And then let's work on the hair strands up here. So what I like to do is decide whether I want to have a part in the middle or to the side. I normally like to go to the side, so I could see here that I want to have 2 strands go this way and the rest of the 4 go that way. So I'm going to first address this strand right here. I'm bringing my tail end up closer so that I could stitch this in place. I'm going to attach and stitch this piece down like so twice so that we have a good secure attachment there. And you could definitely stitch these in place, but I kind of like to have a little bit of movement. So I'm going to look to see how I want to position this piece of hair. Do I want to flip it this way and have it go up? Do I want to have it flip down like so? And I think that I want to have it flip. So have a little flip there. So taking my tail yarn and attaching it as I need to. So whatever I need to do to stitch this into position is what I'm going to do. There isn't a really pattern for this part. It's more just placing the hair where you want it and then stitching it down. Okay. So as you can see there, we have this side positioned, okay? And then what I like to do is I want to make this portion right here a little more defined. So what I do is I take the tail yarn and I'm gonna stitch this down in place to tighten that up, like so. I don't know if you noticed that. And then I'm gonna bring it over to the side so that we could work on the other 4 hair strands. So doing the same process over here, I'm going to place the hair in position and stitch it in place. If you run out of working tail yarn, you could grab another piece from the 4 corners that you have from the hair, if that helps. So I'm just gonna stitch that in place like so. So we have 1 and then 2. Let's stitch that one down right here. Okay, so if you could see here, I'm paying attention to how I want the bangs to fall. And do I want that to curl? Do I want this to completely swoop down? Like so. And I think I'm gonna attach it like that. All right, so we have a cute little hairstyle. You just kind of position the hair wherever you would like it. And then now we have all these that we can sew in. And that is it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I will be coming out with more characters and designs as well. Comment below and let me know if there's a particular hairstyle that you would like to see. And also tag me on Instagram at Crimson and Wool. That way I could see the amazing work that you guys are doing. I always love to see that. Hit that notification bell. That way you can be notified anytime I come out with a new video, and please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. And as always, I look forward to crocheting with you guys again next time.